the only way to sharpen the knife and to also just be able to provide value. If you haven't educated yourself, you're not worth listening to. But
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. And if you've been watching me, you know what I'm going to say. I'm excited to be here. I have another fantastic guest that's here that's going to tell us, about what he do. And what I love about him is that he wants to provide value. That's what he wanted to do for people. He wants to provide value for people. He wants to educate people. And this is what he's all about. And for me, that shows his servant's heart, that he really want to serve the people that he come in contact with. And so I am so excited to introduce you guys to Mr. Thomas Talbert. How are you doing today? Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm doing fantastic, Quentin. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Or Q, I think is what you just said. Is that right?
I'll go by both. I'll go Quentin and Q. So feel free, whichever one you want to call, I'll answer the both. But yeah, man, I'm so glad to have you here. And I'll be honest, Thomas, I kind of just want to dive in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of an origin story about how you got into real estate, we'd love that too. And then tell them what part of the world you're in, what markets you're operating in. So, no, I hate you with like 3 questions in one, but sir, you got the floor, man.
Well, good. I'll try and go through them in order here. I am a single family property manager here in Austin, Texas. I got into real estate initially after it was during the pandemic. I graduated college, and so I became a commercial real estate broker and was placing commercial tenants in commercial properties. I have a goal of owning 100 rental units by the time I'm 50. And when my father buys and sells companies for a living, a broker happened to approach him. A business broker approached him with a company like, hey, there's this property management company. Like, are you interested? And my dad went, no, but my son might. And it just seemed like a good avenue into trying to get to that 100 doors while I'm 50. So I took the leap and dove on it. And man, it's been drinking from a fire hose ever since, but I'm starting to be able to come up for air now. What I'm focusing on here come 2026 is growth and education for me and for everyone, hopefully that comes within earshot of.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. Now, if you don't mind telling us what part of the world you in, do you mind telling us?
Yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas.
Love it. In Austin, Texas. Well, man, hats off to Dad with the handoff. I mean, I absolutely love that. Dad said, listen, I may not be interested, but my son. And so that's a beautiful handoff, beautiful intro into real estate. I would love to pick your brain a little bit about strategies, right? I would love to know some of the core business strategies that you use, but I also would love to know some core personal strategies that you use. I know some people, they may meditate in the morning, they may read a lot of books, they may go for, do cold plunge. But I know, sometimes there are core personal strategies that we use to ground us. So I would love to know about those. And then also core business strategies that you have found that help you along the way.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Of course. So, man, to keep me focused on and on point, I read a ton of books. I mean, the little bookshelf behind me that's only what I have physically. If you were to take a look at my Spotify or my audiobook, I mean, I think I probably read upwards of 40 books this year. There's always more to learn, and constantly educating yourself is the only way to sharpen the knife and to also just be able to provide value. If you haven't educated yourself, you're not worth listening to. But man, what keeps me grounded, quite frankly, is getting in the Bible, and also my wife. I can feel like a robot a lot of times thinking all about business operations and reading all these books. I come home with talking about revenue per unit and what's my CAC and all these crazy things. And then my wife and my relationship with God brings me back down to earth of like, okay, like I'm not a robot. I'm a sane person who can have other thoughts other than it's kind of my alter ego. I call him Mr. Business Pants is my ego or my alter ego where I'm way too focused on work and I can't shut up about it. And then I transition into being a normal guy
Yeah,
with all that,
yeah.
with those two.
I love that. I love that. Any core business strategies that you use, or is that the business strategy that you use, or they kind of running together? But are there any business strategies?
Man, no business strategies. But if we're going into the books I like to read, Buy Back Your Time is a book that I
Mm,
read, and I take that a lot to heart. Um, there are certain things as a business owner that I am innately better at doing.
mhm,
And this is a Batman quote, it's not mine, but you got to be what the business needs, not what you want. And so there's
mhm,
a lot of time, like for example, I've stepped away from the operations of the company recently, doing the day in, day out work, even though for several years, focusing on that full time and nailing down our systems and processes was important. That's not what my business needs now. And so I have, bought back my time, hired someone to do the operations, and I'm now focusing full time on sales so that I can grow the company where our operations are at a good place, our revenue and profits at a good place. It's not perfect, but good enough is a motto I like to go by. And so bought back my time so I can focus on what the business needs, which is, needs growth.
absolutely. Now, I appreciate you sharing so many parallel things that you said. Spotify, my audio book. I'm with you. I love to read. I'm just now getting back into actual physical books. Like I've been on audio and Spotify for so long, but now I'm like getting, the actual books in my hand now, back to reading that. And I'm with you. God and my wife definitely keep me grounded. So I definitely, yeah, definitely hear you on that, sir. And talking about, buying back your time, getting your time back. For so many years, I leveraged my time. I would work, work, work and get paid, once. Now I'm trying to work once and get paid, get paid, get paid. And so I love that you talk about like, buying back your time. I think that is so important. So your core strategies really, really hit home for me. So I really, really thank you for sharing that. I want to ask, man, as you have built your company, built your business, built your processes, your systems, have you ran into any adversity? Like, sometimes, deals go sideways, we have to pivot fast. So as you was building, have you ran into any adverse times?
Boy, have I. Um, yes, and everyone runs into these little pitfalls. And I think the important thing in those situations is to own the outcome, be extremely
Mm,
accountable, regardless of what the situation is, even if it's not you that physically did it. I held a lot of resentment for a BDM, a sales guy that I hired. Um, initially because he just wasn't doing it right. Well, I didn't have a formal system in place. I
mhm,
barely had the strength to train him, and then I had hired this company to basically place him and train him a little bit. And um, my expectations were like, sweet, like I have delegated and elevated, someone's going to take care of that, and magically, boom, my company's going to grow.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But
Yeah.
that wasn't the case, and it took a long stare in the mirror for me to realize of like, okay, like he might not be a great fit, but that was also a poor management decision on my part. If I can't coach this person and help them improve, then I have no business having a sales function. Like if I can't comment on it and be able to have my own system and just know what works, like I that makes me a bad manager. So a lot of my struggles have been really figuring out where I have fallen short because I can't train somebody and then obsessing over whatever that is. So I know about it. And so when now I can train the next person on it. Um, you don't have to be perfect, but you got to know enough to be dangerous. And um, that was really why I'm switching into the sales side of things is because I didn't know a lot about it. And um, if I'm going to train anyone to take, to buy back my time at some point in the future and put some in my position, I better be able to train them well and that way I can actually have a good expectation of what I want them to do. Like they weren't hitting their numbers and I was just like, make more calls. It's just not that simple. If
Yeah.
and That's through any pitfall, always taking the blame on myself, regardless if it was me or someone else that actually happened to, and going, okay, how could have I coached that better? Do I even know much about this area of expertise? If I don't, well, let's read a book. Let's listen to a podcast. There's different ways to educate yourself. I mean, hiring the BDM, that BDM hires is one, and then man, the um, accounting. I've had two accountants since I've started. Again, part of that was like I don't know if I could have articulated to them exactly what I wanted, but I knew
Yeah.
when I had to let them go, I was like, I know that's not it, and
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to I need to educate myself on what my expectations should be.
Yeah. 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 No, man, I absolutely love it. I love how you use the word accountability. Holding yourself accountable is, I'm be honest with you, everybody can't do that. And so I'm glad that you're self-aware enough to hold yourself accountable and really to confront whatever it is that's in front of you. Like, hey, I got to be better here. If I'm going to tell somebody how to do that job, I better know how to do it myself. And I love how you said, know enough to be dangerous. I mean, I absolutely love that. I put that down as a quote, know enough to be dangerous. And so I love everything you just said. I absolutely love. Let me ask you, what do you feel like is the next real goal? Like, what are you looking to solve or scale next?
Man, in the business, I'm really looking to grow the company, but you don't grow a company by not being able to serve other people. Having a servant mindset of um, educating my core audience. My core audience is people who own houses who are either investors or become accidental landlords through one version of another. I need to be
Yeah.
able to educate them on their current situation and regardless if they use me or not, to be able to say, these are your options. This is what it's going to cost. These are the things that you can do to mitigate risk. And, if you want an exit strategy, these are the 4 or 5 things you should consider. I need to be able to articulate all that and educate more people and provide more value by giving more. The selfish part of that is you'll receive more, but
Yeah.
you got to give first. You got to give value first before you get anything in return, and that's got to be a real. You have to just be okay with that. So that's a long-winded saying of I need
Yeah.
to grow.
And no, I think that was beautiful, and I think it was said well. Is that the next goal? If you're going to grow, you got to educate yourself. And so I hear you loud and clear that you're growing your education. Like, that and I borrowed this from somebody. His name is Myron Golden. but he says, we are human beings, not human doings. And so if you want to do more, you got to be more.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I love how you talk about growing your education. Like you're growing who you are, you're growing your capacity. That way, when you are more, you can now do more because you have really changed your identity by the knowledge and the education that you brought into yourself. And so it's like, hey, if I'm going to affect somebody else, if I'm going to educate somebody else, I'm going to educate me. Therefore, I can educate you, and therefore we can grow. And so I love your approach. I think it's phenomenal. Again, the education part that you talk about, that's a core value of yours. So I absolutely love it, Thomas. Now you talk about educating people, connecting with people. So I want to get your opinion on relationships. How do you view relationships?
They've become increasingly more important to me as I've owned the business. Like uh, a sad reality of focusing on operations. I mentioned to you in the green room, just feeling like a robot. Of it is like, what is the most uh, efficient use of efficient way to do something, and just doing it rather than what does a client want? What does someone actually want out of this process? And so sitting in a sales seat has been a very odd switch. I've been
Mm,
sitting on an operations mindset here recently of, what do I want as a company owner to just have operations run as smoothly and as profitably as possible. And then now that I'm sitting in the sales seat and really looking at my core audience, is what do they want?
mm,
And there is a big difference in what I want and what an owner wants. And that's really how I'm educating myself on what I should be doing is getting those relationships with my core audience, meeting people. I mean, I've been working Facebook uh, Bigger Pockets, which are big real estate platforms for us
yeah.
to be able to, real estate people to be able to connect and educate each other, and going to events and providing value. And seriously not selling. Like first thing about selling is don't sell, just educate, and people will start coming to you. And building that relationship first without actually selling anything has become really important to me, because then that's when people will actually tell me an issue and I might be able to solve or something, or I go, huh, that's an interesting point, Mr. and Mr. Property Owner. I can actually build something to alleviate that.
Yeah.
That's how you get in touch with the market. It's not asking for the sale and hearing no, 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 no. It's building that relationship and being able for them to tell you what's on their mind and what's troubling them. And then that way you can potentially build a solution.
Absolutely. Nope. I love it. I love it. Listen, is there anything else that hasn't been said that you want to say? Like, did you come in here with maybe a thought that can motivate, educate, inspire somebody? Like, is there anything that has not been said up until now that you feel like our viewers could benefit from?
Man, from something a punk kid like me can inspire everyone on. A core value of mine is just continuous education, regardless of um, continuous education and narrowing down your niche, really.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
Narrowing down your niche in terms of the clients you service, but also realizing personally in yourself, like there's only a handful of things you're ever going to get really good at. I
Yeah.
love the outdoors. I love hunting. I love fishing. Like if I'm not doing Mr. Business Pants related things, I'm usually focused on something like that, or I'm focused on God and working in my Bible. And there's only, that probably means I'm not going to be the best guitar player in the world. It's something that
Mhm.
also interests me. But,
Yeah.
you know, like there's only so many things I want to be you can be really good at. And you got a lot of time for them. So, uh, continuous education in, niching down to what you actually want to be good at, because in business and in life, you're only ever going to be good at a handful of things. So, like,
Yeah,
just own that you might not be the best guitar player, you might not be the best, whatever, a bike rider, whatever the heck it may be. Or, but know what you really like and know what you want to get good at. Narrow that focus, and you will get narrow that focus and educate yourself on it, and you'll get much faster and better results by doing that.
absolutely. Man, I absolutely love it. I love the messaging that you are bringing. I love your consistent through line of education. I think, the message that you gave our audience today is one that they really can grab a hold to. It can really help them kind of move forward within their journey. And so thank you for giving people the meat for the journey, man. Listen, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, Thomas?
Of course, they could connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm fairly, or Bigger Pockets. I'm fairly active on all those platforms. My email is Thomas, Thomas, at primepropertiesaustin.com. I apologize for the really long URL. And phone numbers 512-991-0337. I'd be happy to collaborate with anybody. And if for anything else, everyone knows something I don't. And I love connecting with people to let them tell me something that I don't know, because it's most conversations I learn something new.
Absolutely. But there he is, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Definitely thank you for your perspective, the way you think. I think you've given just enough info, just enough nuggets that somebody possibly has had a mind shift and been able to grab a hold to something that you said that's really going to help them again on their journey. So, again, I thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thanks, Q, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So listen, you can't tell me you didn't get the value. You've heard Mr. Thomas, you've heard him. He's given value, added value to our platform, to your life, to your business. So all I ask you now is to subscribe. That way, when we keep bringing these incredible people up, just like Mr. Thomas, you can just come on in and get the value. So, Mr. Thomas, I thank you again. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.